hurricanes in the Philippines. I think today there's hurricanes everywhere. Cebu, Iloilo, Manila, Florida's gonna get pounded pretty soon. Um, right now, New York is getting some pretty heavy weather right now. So, Mikey 50, I must say that there's a lot of weather happening everywhere. So you gotta be careful and just don't no hurricanes in the end. Well, Mikey 550. There's water, rain, snow, sleet, snowmen running around. There's always something going on, and you could call it you could call it hurricane, you could call it heavy rain. There is always something that's just out of the ordinary, and you got to be ready. You got to be prepared for this kind of weather happening, because sometimes it's a little bit unforgiving, and if you're not ready for it, you're gonna wish you was more prepared. Don't take this kind of weather stuff. Take it pretty seriously. Everybody gets affected by it one way or another. It's just a no joke situation. So just try to make the best out of everything. Try to have extra, water bottles laying around. Make sure they're full, or go out to the store and get water, because you never know if you're gonna really need it or not. And it's just a smart thing to do, is make sure you got food and water and everything just right there for you, because it's not good. It's not good to be left out. And just try to be prepared. There's people out there that know what to look for, and how to handle this kind of weather situations. But it's just good to just be careful and be ready for it. That's all. Just don't go outside if you don't have to. Make sure you got batteries, flashlights, candles, and know where they're at. Don't think because somebody said they're in the other room. Just you and me. Isn't that like a song? You and me. That's all you need, buddy. It's just you and me. We don't need a big audience. I'm just coming on just for a little bit. Just saying, be careful and be prepared and know what's going on in your area, because you never know if you're going to need help or not. But it's nice to know what to look for, and keep an eye out on your neighbors. Hopefully your neighbors are going to keep an eye out on you. And Sometimes they keep an eye out, but better, just keep an eye out on everything. Keep an eye out on your surroundings. Always be careful when bad weather is coming. I've been in some pretty bad hurricanes where we had around 150-mile-an-hour winds, and trees are falling, mahogany trees are falling, hardwoods are falling, and coconut trees are being ripped apart. So yeah, I seen that stuff, and I walked in that kind of weather. It's kind of stupid. So be careful about that kind of. Be careful about that kind of stuff. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
What's going on, Loss?
Hey. I just jumped in the truck and headed home, so I figured I'd jump on. I grew up in Florida, so I'm used to the hurricanes.
Yeah, but some people, they think that sometimes they take hurricanes and floods and mudslides. They think it's going to happen to the other guy, but
yeah, that's very true.
It really happens to everybody if you're not prepared.
Oh yeah, I've had friends and family before had to go up to their second floor because their house flooded out before.
Yeah, that. Yeah, it's a pretty shock on how fast that stuff can happen. One moment, it's raining out, then next moment the water's coming closer and closer to your house, and you think you're high enough off the ground, but that water has no place to go except up. And I mean, it's good if you can have a second floor, but yeah, it's a kind of shocking experience. I traveled by foot going up the mountain, and I had to go across. I portaged across a river, and normally the river is just a little bit like ankle high, but during that typhoon and the water's coming off the mountain, the water level sure rose up real fast, and it's pretty unforgiving. And really, you got to be careful about the branches flying, boards flying, debris. So it's always good. Don't go out if you don't have to.
Yeah, I live in Austin, so the one that came through Harvey just came through Houston. We got a lot of weather from that, and I got some trees in my yard, man. I thought my trees were going to blow down.
Yeah,
they didn't.
Yeah,
I don't even think I lost a branch though.
Well, sometimes it's good, like if like hurricane season is coming, and you got like electrical lines and branches that are overhanging close to the house. I think you could call up the power company. Don't they come out and trim the branches if they think it's going to be a threat?
Yeah, I believe so. I know they trim a lot of the trees around power lines. You can see some areas where the tree is split in two around power poles, big wide openings.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good just to, take a look around your house, and if it's going to be really a bad weather coming and stuff, and you think there's going to be a lot of debris, just go get some plywood and cover up your windows just to add a little bit of extra protection, or just board up your house if you think you're going to be gone and evacuate, and just
that's
make
what we
the
used to
house a
do in
little bit
Florida.
safer.
We'd always board up our windows and doors when the hurricane came through. Always did that.
Yeah, and like I
A
said,
lot of
sometimes.
times, depending on the strength of the hurricane, if it was real strong, we'd just get the hell out of town. But if it's only like a category 2 or 3, maybe we'd go to some of the shelters. Usually, was it like high school or just schools in general,
Yeah,
are usually evacuation shelters. So we'd go to the schools a lot of times to
yeah,
hang out
exactly.
in those buildings.
But don't take it lightly, and just maybe have a bag ready for if you have to get out of the house. Maybe you could have a bag already packed. Pillows, sleeping bag, clothes, medicine, cash.
Another problem is people try to leave like the day before it hits, and man, you're just stuck. I've never done it, but I know it's happened to other people where they're just sitting on safely the side of the interstate during the hurricane. Because you just can't get out because you waited too long to leave.
Yep. Take heed. Just especially if
What's the projection of this one out there now? I haven't really paid too much attention. I know it's out there like in Puerto Rico or something right now, or Bermuda rather. Where's it projected? Have they showed projection for that one?
Well, they're saying like right now, like it's going towards right now it's in the Bahamas, but they say it's I'm not sure like pinpoints where they're gonna exactly hit, but just be ready. It's okay to be over prepared than under prepared.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Norwegian Polar Bear, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I just came on for maybe just a half an hour. I just wanted to, I know what it's like to be in typhoons and what a typhoon can do to low level areas, and it's just pretty shocking. Mud, when floods come, the water, the mud, it all comes together. And especially in the Philippines, boy, they got trash and coming. When the water comes, when the floods come, everything happens, and it's difficult to get away if you don't, because everybody thinks it's going to happen to somebody else. But sometimes the flash flood is really like a flash flood, and you got to hurry up and hike out of there, or find a way to get out. But don't be a straggler thinking that it's just going to bypass you because you got superpowers. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Norwegian Polar Bear said, let's hope people have a safe place. Yeah. Find out like what school is a good evacuation place, or can you go, neighbors that have higher ground houses? Or just be careful, really. Just use common sense. Don't have the tough guy attitude like I've been there, done that before, and it's not going to happen to me because I'm an expert. Nobody's the expert. There is experts out there that know what they're doing and know how to prepare for it. It's just common sense. Just use common sense. It's okay to look out for the other guy too. I mean, if you know the person's elderly or disabled, try to give them a hand also. But first take care of yourself, but then go take care of somebody else, you know. But I know that sounds kind of harsh, but really, like they say on the airplane, when your mask comes, put your own mask on first and then help your neighbor. Don't try to be a Superman to help somebody else first, and then something happens and you're SOL. So these are just some common sense thinking. If there is gonna be a flood or high winds, turn off your power supply. Throw the breaker, and just try to be prepared. Like I said, if you're in a 2-story house, like Lost was just saying, that's good. That's good. Have your bedding, canned foods, things that you sometimes, if you have a blanket, a white blanket, and if there's an emergency, put that. Attach it to the window, close the window, for people can know that you're there, and you might need assistance. But once the weather happens, don't go out. Don't go outside. I did. I went up the mountain from down below at the rice paddies, and I walked up the mountain, and I got scolded for doing that stuff because the water was coming off the mountain down the riversides, and I had to cross it, and I was putting myself at risk. Don't put yourself out there where you can get hurt. But that's all, really, pretty much all I wanted to say. Just be careful. Listen and find out what's going on. And here in the U.S. also, we got bad weather that's coming around. Pretty soon it's going to hit Florida and the Bahamas, Florida, and
hey Kev, do the Filipinos prepare much when the typhoons come in? You know, like real estate, boarding windows, and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm just going to go off the pictures I see, you know, on the news and whatnot. It don't ever look like they're very prepared.
Well, they again, you got to remember that stuff costs a lot of money, like plywood and stuff like that. But a lot of these places do have, like for instance, for us, we have wood already, sandbags already, and we try to be pretty much already. We got like food supplies that's like just for emergency, and sometimes people go shopping because they try to predict the weather. Sometimes it's a hit and miss in the Philippines, but they have it pretty accuracy sometimes. You just got to be careful, and if you know, for instance, if you're going to get hit, move your animals up to higher ground. And if there's a hotel, a lot of people go to the hotels for, like, if you got money, they'll go to the hotel and hang out and wait out the storm. But yeah, a lot of people try to, but for us it was good because we lived up on top of the mountain. But you do got to be careful about mudslides and erosion areas. A lot of people don't think about that, and I've seen some houses get wiped out from the mudslides that's on low-lying areas. Because they already know you're gonna they're on an area that's in a flood zone, and they gotta. Sometimes they think that it's not going to happen to them, but sometimes they do, and then they like complain, like, how come nobody was helping them and they're not ready. yeah, take this kind of weather seriously. It can happen in an instant. But yeah, just be prepared. Have some extra stuff, clothes. Put clothes in plastic bags, like plastic trash bags. Seal them up so they don't get wet. It's just good to have a little bit of head start before stuff like this happens. Hey, Gun, how you doing, buddy? Mikey 550, Norwegian polar bear. Few people here, but like I said, I'm not. This was unscheduled. I just watching the news and listening to the weather and here in the U.S. and also in Cebu, they got some weather happening over in those areas. So you just got to be careful. So what, you're just going home from work? Did you work the graveyard shift?
No, well, I work for myself, so I got my job done today, and now I'm headed home.
Oh, nice. And what, did you just start it early today, this morning, or you just?
Yeah, I started earlier and just wiped out what I had to do for today, and now I'm done.
Oh, hey, do you have do you have a wife with you right now, or do you? I don't
I'm
really
married.
know about you.
Yeah, I'm a married man. Been married almost 5 years now.
Nice. Are you married to a Pinoy lady?
Nope, I am not. My wife, I think I told you before, but I'm married to a lady from Colombia.
Oh, okay, okay. But
So,
have you been to the Philippines?
yeah, oh, yeah, I've been a bunch of times to the Philippines. I used to travel a lot. You know, I've been all around Southeast Asia, South America and stuff. I just like to listen. Now that I'm married, I don't travel quite as much from when I was single, so I like to, listen to everybody's. What do they say? You live vicariously through other people, so kind of. And
Well,
I got caught up in
that's
all the
true.
and I got caught up in all the
Yeah.
drama here, the Philippine guys. So I like to listen to a lot of that kind of stuff too. But
Well, a lot of these guys do have pretty good adventures and stories and um, adventures that are happening at right now. So those guys are pretty cool to listen to and
yeah, absolutely. I listen to
monitor.
people. Yeah, I listen to people from everywhere. I can listen to a lot of different YouTube channels. From just all around the world in general.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tomorrow in the morning time, I'm going to have an early show, and I'm going to have a guest from Thailand, and he's going to come on and
Which guy?
Kevin in Thailand.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen some of his videos before.
Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine was watching my channel, and he passed it on to Kevin, and then Kevin made a couple of comments on my show. I mean, in the stuff. So I just asked him last week if he was interested in just coming on for a little while and say hi and give us a little detail of what's going on in his area, because it's completely different. I never been to Thailand, so I don't know nothing about what's going on there, but maybe some people might think it'd be interesting to go and check it out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Thailand on my visit. I've been there.
Oh,
Really
you've
enjoyed
been there?
Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Did you go there as a tourist, or did you go
Yeah,
and hang out at the bars, or?
I like I've been lucky, so I get to go on vacation usually during the holidays, and I'll go for a couple months at a time. So
Oh,
I got to.
nice.
So yeah, I've been a good. Well, I've been to Thailand a few times, but one time I got to go for about a month and a half. It was about a month and a half there, and I kind of bounced
Oh,
around everywhere. I like the islands and beaches more than like anything. So mostly in the southern parts of Thailand, hanging out on the beach.
well, that sounds pretty cool. I've been to Taiwan. I've been to Hong Kong. I'm talking about like for maybe around 2 weeks at each place. Um, and but I never been to. I've been to Korea a little bit. Uh, Stopover, layover in Japan,
Yeah, I spent
but
a little time in Korea. I didn't care much for Korea. Found the I don't like to necessarily go to like the big tourist places. I like to kind of see the culture of places if I can. I mean, usually, I mean it's limited. I was only in Korea for like 5 days, and so I went to some little town, some little beach town south of where Seoul is, or Incheon is, where the airport is. And I just
yeah.
didn't have a good time there. The people are really standoffish, kind of. I don't really want to say racist, but I mean there were places where they wouldn't serve foreigners. So I mean it was strange in those regards.
Okay.
So my time in Korea, unfortunately, was not pleasant.
I went to uh southern part of Korea. It's called Busan.
Yeah,
It's the shipbuilding area.
there's
Uh,
a movie. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Korean geography overall, but a movie called The Train to Busan, Basun. I think it's kind of
oh,
a zombie movie. I don't know if it's actually if you like those kind of movies. It's actually a pretty good movie if you
well,
like that
I seen
zombie
some
type stuff.
pretty interesting Korean movies, and some of them like they have you have to have subtitles because you're not going to see any English speaking Korean movies, but they had some pretty because see when I was in the Philippines and when everything went bad for me, I went and start teaching English at these Korean language academies, and I met a lot of Korean students and adults uh, that was going to school and bringing their kids to go to school. So I met all kinds of people, and a lot of them are pretty cool, pretty nice. Um, I like them. I like the food. The older people are pretty nice. Kind of sometimes they act like a little bit uptight, but I think they're uptight just because they're bringing their kids to school to learn English, and the parents are kind of like acting like babysitters. But a lot of those Koreans were. I thought they were pretty nice. I like Japanese people a little bit more than Korean people. They're a little bit more friendlier. But I think Kiwi Mike, I believe he was married to a Thai lady a long time ago. He's Mike is out. He's been a little bit busy lately. He's doing because he's self-employed, and he's been out doing stuff on his own, trying to catch up. Now, I wouldn't mind going to Australia or New Zealand. Those two places would try to be sound like kind of nice. Have you been to Bali and stuff? Lost? Hey, Hemi, how you doing? Kevin, you ever been close to a typhoons? Yes, I have. We in 2008, it passed over us, and that was kind of interesting. What were you in? Where were you in? Elo. Never mind. Okay. Uh, yeah, I've been to a lot. Plus, when I was on ship in Dutch Harbor, we we was in some pretty bad weather, and we had to anchor close to land, and yeah, that typhoons weather is very unpredictable. So always, I'm just laughing a little bit because I remember, I remember
Oh, excuse me.
being on the ship, and we were trying to go towards land, and for we could drop anchor. You doesn't really have. No, that's correct. Knock on wood, Hemi. Hemi just got done saying Ilo doesn't really have typhoons. No, it doesn't. But they do get 2000 2007 we got hit, and 2008 we got really hit pretty good, and then also 2013 when we had that real big typhoon, and it laid trees. The whole island of Ilo got hit, and it did a lot of damage. And when I was leaving, we were driving by a lot of these towns, and a lot of these towns look like war zones. So yeah, the sometimes, but as a rule, Ilo and we normally don't, them, us, Gimeris, a little bit over at Nigerus, over at Cebu's side, they can get it pretty good. But yeah, we got some flash floods
So I think
over at the rice paddies.
to answer
What's that?
one of the comments down here. I think Andrew actually. I thought Andrew went through Miami, like Fort Lauderdale, did it not? One of the Heminger was saying. I thought Andrew also hit through Miami. There went through like Miami, then Orlando, then to the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Andrew.
I went south. Miami.
Yeah. I'm not.
Didn't Andrew destroy Orlando though? I thought it was that one.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well, it would have killed hundreds. Because I was living in Florida. I didn't live in northern part of Florida, and I thought it came through and actually hit up where I live. Like we kind of hit the outskirts of it.
Is Florida pretty much all flat sea level area?
Yeah. I mean, I think most of Florida is considered to be below sea level.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when I lived there, it was you don't hear about it. You only hear about hurricanes when they get Category 4 and 5, or if they do a lot of damage. I mean, it was common. I mean, we get tropical storms through all the time, Category 1 hurricanes through there all the time. I mean, it's just kind of normal for Florida.
Is it right around this time of year when this stuff happens?
Yeah, from the hurricane season. I forget, June to November or whatever the exact. I can't.
Oh, okay.
I forget, June 1st to November 1st. I think is what they call technically the hurricane season. I mean, they can happen a little bit before that, and a little bit after.
Okay. Yeah. This is pretty much my show, you guys, today. I just wanted to come on and just, let everybody know.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Andrew. Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah.
I remember Andrew doing a lot of damage to Florida. I can't, it's been, 15 or years or more, but can't quite remember. But I remember it did a lot of damage to Florida. And I want to say it did a lot of damage to Orlando. I forget how it came up. It seemed like it came up, kind of the southern part, like you were saying, in the Everglades, and kind of shot up. I remember it seemed like Orlando got damaged real bad from flooding from Andrew, but I forget.
You guys have a lot of snakes and reptiles over there in the Florida area?
Oh yeah, especially down in the Everglades. I didn't live in that area. I lived in northern Florida.
But yeah, but when you have those typhoons and when you have all these disruptions, do they bring
oh yeah, there's stories about snakes and alligators getting washed up in like people's yards, that kind of stuff.
Oh shit. It's not funny at all. Yeah, that, I mean, like I said, I mean, I bet you it puts a lot of people on guard. Like I said, snakes.
And then a lot of these storms, like when Katrina came through, for example, it got up to a Category 5 and it dropped down to a 3 when it hit land. I mean, they'll get strong for a while, but when they get a little closer to the land, they always tend.
They start to get, what do you call it?
So probably
the pitch.
What's this one here?
Break down. Oh heck, yeah, Hemi. Stay away from those typhoons, man. Those things will get you. Sometimes it's a rude awakening, so you just got to be careful and really just play it safe. Don't go out because you need sugar. Stay home and just don't loot, don't rob people, and don't be a part of the hectic. Just stay home and be cool. If you got money, get a generator, gas, portable gas and stuff like this. Food, water, batteries, candles, blanket, first aid kits. Just be prepared. Okay, then the bullshit who are you talking about, Hemi? Kevin, did you see Seth's new? I took a glance at it about Seth. I took a little bit of the glance, but no, I got a cousin that's visiting, and he's he lives over in Colorado and up by the Mile High, and he was just here, and now they're taking off. Matter of fact, they just took off around 11:30. So I've been doing a little bit of time with them. He was I took him over to the tree that stupid beaver cut down. he was pretty funny. Okay, bye. Yeah, maybe Seth could hear you as an employee, Kevin. Yeah, I'm not sure what Seth is doing. I seen there was a notification earlier. I don't know if he had a new video out or he was just talking about something on his channel in Facebook. But again, I haven't had no time really to go through this stuff right now. I just wanted to come on just a little bit, and I'm just gonna get off in a couple of minutes. I gotta go look up about something about bladder infection. I don't know too much about it, so I want to go find out something about it. Somebody has bladder infection. I just want to know what you can do to prevent it. I think you could just drink a lot of water, huh, Hemi? About somebody with a bladder infection, a female. Just drink a lot of water. Can you go get some antibiotics? You need medication. Well, I don't, but a friend of mine does. It's a young lady. She has a bladder infection. Don't want to beat on it. What are you talking about? But if you don't want to beat on it, you can resolve it on sometime. Because it can be painful if you're trying to. UTI.
When you reading comments?
Well, a friend of mine has a bladder infection, and I was just asking Hemi, what's a good way to get rid of bladder infection? A girl has bladder infection. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I could just look it up on the internet. How you doing, man? Hey, Randall, is it lunchtime?
It is lunchtime.
Well, it's after lunch, but yeah, it's 1:14 my time, Central Time.
Yeah, same here.
Where are you located at?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. And you didn't get no rain or nothing? No heavy damage?
No, there wasn't too much damage here. I think there was some minor flooding from the last one, but we got a lot of rain and a lot of wind.
But you
I think
didn't
we're
get
good.
affected by it?
No, not at all.
Good. I mean, nah, I'm, you know, I don't, like I said, I know about natural disasters all the way from avalanche, snow avalanches to mudslides. You know, I mean, all this stuff is.
Whew, I don't know. I got to go to Alaska, man. I don't know how you could handle them winters. Golly, it's cold up there.
Yeah, well, see, you just hit that part right about the cold, but it doesn't really snow that much anymore. But we do get a lot. We do get a lot of cold, and that part is kind of bad. But that's why they don't want to have the Winter Olympics in Alaska, because it's way too cold, and we don't have that much snow that comes down anymore. And the winters are getting a little bit more milder and milder all the time, just because of the global warming that they say. Just where a shit. Thanks, Hemi. Appreciate. You're not all there, are you? I was, yeah. But I, like I said, if you're young enough, you're single and you're young and you got awesome, you're a tradesman, go to Alaska and just go there in the summer and wean yourself into going in for the winter. But if you're in Anchorage, it's not too bad. But if you're in like southeastern Alaska, it doesn't snow there anyway. But it rains a whole bunch. But we
I was in Wasilla, and it wasn't heavy snow, but it snowed there.
Wasilla, huh? Did you go to Big Lake? Were you there in the summertime or in the winter?
No, I was there September and October. Beginning of October, for like a month working.
Well, it was pretty there for a little while before the wind blown all the trees, the leaves went away. But October is not too bad looking.
Ooh,
it's just around October 15th that's when it gets cold, and it's gonna stay cold.
Yeah, well, it was very cold when I was there, and of course, I'm from the south, so if it gets below 70 degrees, I'm getting cold.
Yeah. So how did you like Wasilla?
I liked it fine. I like that the bar is open 20. Well, then I was a little younger. It was about 15 years ago there. I like that the bar is open 24 hours a day.
Yeah. But downtown, did you get to spend a little bit of time in Anchorage?
No, I didn't really get to see. I spent just like a week in there in Anchorage. That was it.
Okay.
Majority of my time was there in Wasilla. So.
Okay. Did you go downtown to any of the bars?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, did you go to Gaslight?
That's
across the street from 4th Avenue Movie Theater.
Probably if it was a real popular place, I'm sure I probably did go there.
Okay, because they got Chuku Charlie's. That's over by Spanard Road. Did you go to Bush Company?
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't recall.
It's called the Great Alaska Bush Company. It's a world famous strip club.
Oh no, I didn't go to any strip clubs over there. I don't think I did anyway.
Oh, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of pretty nice places. Did you go to the ski resort, Mount Alyeska?
It was we drove up there, but it was it wasn't because it was September.
Yeah.
End of September, so it wasn't.
It's a nice drive along the coast.
Yeah. I took the little plane ride around with the mountain up there. Uh,
in Anchorage or going to Mount
no,
McKinley?
McKinley. There we go. Thank you, Mount McKinley.
It's not a
Definitely.
little mountain. It's like the
No,
fourth,
it's
what,
definitely
fifth
no.
mountain?
It's not a little mountain at all. Where we were staying in Wasilla, um, it was the Best Western there, like right on the lake, and they had the plane that landed in the lake and take off. And
Are you
I
talking
forget
about
what it
Big
was.
Lake?
It could have been. I don't remember the name of the lake.
It's a
I
pretty
guess I could.
big lake.
Yeah, it was
But,
sizable. The plane could land in it. So, and the
okay.
Best Western we stayed at was like right next to the lake, and they had the plane rides right there. So we took the plane ride and did the
Oh,
Mount
nice.
McKinley.
A
Flew around
float
McKinley. It
plane,
was
huh?
pretty nice. Yeah.
Oh. And how much did that cost you?
Yeah, I want to say it was around at the time. Roughly 15 years ago. It was like $60 or something.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, I remember it wasn't very expensive. And because it was starting to get cold and they were getting a little bit of snow, I think they were kind of out of their season a little bit. So I think it seemed like the guy was kind of happy to have a little bit of business.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he should be just about what wrapping it up for the summertime season.
Yeah, he probably was. And I forget the mountain pass that was right near Wasilla there. And one night they were going to have the Northern Lights, which I never got to see, and we were going to drive up the mountain and take a peek. And but they had a little bit of snow come in, and they shut down the pass. I'm like, oh man. So,
Oh,
and then I
well,
walked on the glacier. I walked on the glacier there outside of Wasilla.
well, are you
Over
talking
on the
about
glacier.
going towards Palmer? There's a glacier over there called the Palmer Glacier.
That could have been the name. Man, I can't remember any of that. I remember
Yeah,
being up there. I got pictures of it, and you know, I joke around with everybody. I was like, I walked on the glacier.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot. There used to be a lot of glaciers. Like I said, over by these ski resorts, like Mount Alyeska, but now Portage Glacier receded so much that you can't even see it no more. When I was a boy, I mean, you could touch it with your hand, or you could like jump and stand on it. But today, it just receded so much that it's not even around. I mean, you have to go on a boat to go see it now. But Rando, how long has Kevin been on? Oh man, 52 minutes. But I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna call it a day pretty soon. You guys are slowly coming on, but I just came on just to talk about the weather and the typhoon coming in and going, and all over the place there's weather happening. And that's what I was just talking about, you guys. Hey Donna, how you doing?
Looks like they're talking about bringing back some kind of in the chat there, bringing back antibiotics.
For the antibiotics for what? Thumbs up to keep Kevin. Heavy. Shit. That's funny. Yeah, I was looking around to see if anybody was on, and nobody was on, so I just hurry up and utilize the free time. We were thumbs up. Yeah, what did you see about that antibiotic? I'm just trying to take a look at.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just noticing.
Have you thought?
I think when you were talking about the bladder infection, someone was talking about bringing back like a bunch of antibiotics, and then yeah, you have to be cautious going back to the States with something you don't have a prescription for.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, but no, my friend has a bladder infection in the Philippines.
When I would go to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Philippines, I would buy a bunch of the Viagra, and then I would bring it back and sell it to the old guys back home. Sell it to them for like $5 a pill, because I think I was buying it for like $1 a pill or something like that. And
But that's pretty cheap, because I think here in the U.S. One pill is like $10. This was a long time ago. I don't know if the price is still the same, but
I used to bring a bunch of them back. They had where I live, there was a bunch of old guys. They were always asking for it all the time, and I was like, oh, man, I'll bring a whole bunch of them back for you guys, and I did, and sold them for $5 a pill. I had probably like 100 of them.
Wow. Well, Mikey 550 better take some with him. He's not as young as he used to be, and he got to be careful he don't get a heart attack the first night he's back.
Mikey 550 says it brings 214. Oh, I guess, are you bringing it there to the Philippines, or are you going to bring it back to the States? Man, I'll tell you what, man, some of these horny old dudes in the States, man, who want to get their hands on Viagra, you bring that stuff back, you can sell it like freaking hotcakes.
Yeah, well, I think that Viagra is going to be Mikey's 550 private stash.
2014, I don't know.
Well, just because he's old and he might, he's
been in a. Okay.
I don't want him to get mad at me, but yeah, he's been out of the action for a little while, I think. I mean, I've been out longer, but still.
I'm kind of curious about that. Why would you send Viagra there? You can buy that stuff like so cheap there in the Philippines.
Well, is it the real McCoy, or is it just?
Well, you know what? It could be knockoff crap. That's true. But you can go to pharmacies and buy it pretty cheap, from my understanding. Never bought it from a pharmacy, so I have no idea.
Okay, don't get it.
You can get those pills online for less than $1 a pill.
Hey, John.
What's up?
Well, this was about 7-8 years ago when I did it, and I know them. One of the guys that would come up to the bar, he'd say, "I got to spend $10 a pill." I was like, "I can bring you some back. I'll charge you $5 a pill." And then all the other old guys around heard about it, so I brought a bunch of them back.
But I did the first time when I went to the Philippines, back in 1999, I went to my doctor. I had a sports doctor, and I told him that I want to get a sample of Viagra. And he gave me like 4 or 5 packs, and there's five pills for each pack, sample pack. And he gave me 25, 50, and 100 milligrams. But I just didn't understand when he told me, honest to goodness, I'm not lying at all. He said, if I take them, don't take them at the same time. If you ate a cheeseburger, don't take the Viagra.
What was his reasoning for that?
Because it counteracts with the maybe the oil or the grease or something. But he said cheeseburger. He didn't say hamburger.
Any fatty food will block the absorption of Viagra.
Huh. So it wasn't. He wasn't pulling my leg, huh?
No, it's best taken on an empty stomach.
Really?
Yes.
Huh? Because I thought he was just like pulling my chain, just and then laughing when I leave.
The more empty your stomach is, the better it will be absorbed.
Well, that goes for almost any pill. I've never taken Viagra, so I don't know.
certain medications they recommend it be taken with food, so for
Yeah.
irritation and absorption
Well,
purposes.
with my medicines, they tell me to have a light meal with it. So, that's pretty interesting. I thought, say that you learned something new. I thought it was an old hoax about the about the cheeseburger and the Viagra. Bet you didn't know that one, did you, Hemi? Oh, Kevin. Hey, you guys, you know what? You still never give me, Hemi, what, nobody can read on the show? Nobody.
No, I'm reading the ridiculousness.
Hemi said they'll give me likes and I'm going to stay on. Nobody give me likes. So, hey, I'm going to go. I'm going to go off.
There you go. There's another.
Hey, Richard, what are you doing, buddy? Oh, heck. Oh, Red Horse makes, oh my gosh. No, you know that's just an old wise tale. You're not going to be hung like a horse
Well,
if you drink Red
I
Horse.
think you forgot to type in Red Horse and Viagra.
Viagra works. I tried it on a recreational. I tried half of it, and it was okay.
I did a Cialis one time. That worked. So I'm only 44. I don't need that stuff yet.
Yeah. But it was funny to try it. But it's not, I mean, because you just waste, I mean, you try it and you get your rock off, but after that, it's still the same way. So you're just walking around. So yeah, you got to be careful with when you take that stuff. But you really don't need it if you have if you're active, and you just got to be careful when you take medicines, when they are mind altering medications. Just be careful. But always be careful. Have enough medicine during bad weather. You don't want to try to go out, because a lot of these clinics might be open just for emergency use. Oh yeah, all is good. I'm just reading what these comments people are saying. Hemi talking to Donna. Oh, take Viagra. No, don't take right. No. Me too, Jimmy, my wife. What are you talking about, Richard? Yeah, you guys. Heck. It is my I gotta take my noontime cocktail.
Siesta? You have to take a siesta?
Well, first I gotta take my cocktail, my medicine cocktail. And then
a siesta?
Yeah. Well, because see, right now, school is happening and everybody is the house is quiet and the kids are at school, so I'm gonna take a nap and take advantage of the silence. But yeah, you guys, I'll be on later on tonight. hopefully I'm not sure. I'm not going to be on late like I was last night. Last night was a pretty good. We had a pretty good night last night. We had the beautiful Dana Osmond was on, and she was attractive as always, and I mean it's always nice to have guest speakers come out. That black man, he was pretty good that came on my show last night. Tomorrow, you guys, I'm gonna have an early morning show. Kevin in Thailand, he's gonna be on my show, so I'm gonna talk to him. Well, not now, but later on tonight, I'll talk to him and make sure that our time is going to be correct. My biggest pet peeve is time. I hate when people are late, or if I'm late, I expect everybody to be on my time. Hey, Richard, the Yankees lost last night at the bottom of the ninth. I don't know if Richard's a big baseball fan. I like watching. I like sports as a spectator. I liked playing them when I was younger. Today it's not fun to go. I like to go and to a live event and watch a sporting event. Though that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, in Anchorage we had baseball like farm leagues come up because they want to play, because we got some pretty good baseball fields out there, and a lot of farm leagues come up, and we got 24 hours sunlight almost, so they can practice a whole bunch of time. We have a pretty decent hockey team. Anchorage Glacial Pirates. Yeah.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, in October. You're talking about the basketball, the college basketball. We had the Great Alaska Shootout. And right around November time, Thanksgiving time. Yeah, UAC Wolves. They're nobody, but they're the ones that's hosting the tournament. We've been having that tournament for like 30 years now. So it's we get ESPN come out and broadcast. It's a pretty big thing going on for these big college teams. Yeah, I've been to a lot of those. Oh, the sled dog races. We got two big sled dog races in Alaska. One is during February. We got the Fur Rendezvous sled dog race. They're sprint dogs. Short distance sled dog race, and then we have the big one, the Iditarod from Anchorage to Nome. Yeah, pretty cool, you guys. Pretty good. Sometimes they start. Well, they over in Wasilla. There's a lot of dog kennels out there, sled dog kennels. Out there in Wasilla, Palmer. Pretty cool places. Well, you guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah. I'll come on later on tonight. No, I don't like ice fishing. I don't like sport fishing. If I'm getting paid for it, then I would do it. But when I was on the ship on the Bering Sea, that was enough for me. That was enough work. So yeah. How would you prepare a nap? Hunt for a typhoon. Hey, just take your medicine and close your eyes and go to sleep. Hope the typhoon goes by. What it is, I had my 7th month. Cool. All right, boys and girls. I'll talk to you guys later on tonight.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, anytime, you guys. Anytime. It's nice to have you guys come out. Yeah, it's hard to do a show just talking to yourself, and you don't got no co-host or nothing, and it's just kind of hard to keep it up. But when you have somebody that's hanging with you, then it makes it a little bit easier to keep the show moving. Because some people have an agenda when they have a show. I had an agenda, but you guys kept on making me stay on a little bit longer. But I'll be on later on tonight. See what's happening over there. You guys have a good afternoon, and I'll talk to you guys later on. As always, be safe and be happy. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming out, you guys. Bye.
See you later.